Hey guys, Tim Dorman here at the Long Hair Gardener, and I am back with another garden tour. It is early August here in Philadelphia, and I can't believe summer is coming to an end shortly, but that also means that fall is just around the corner, which happens to be my favorite season. So kind of getting excited for the cooler weather and all the beautiful foliage that comes around in the fall. So I invite you to come along here and take a look at the progress of my garden. Okay guys, let's get started on the August garden tour. A little breeze is blowing through. It is cool with low humidity today, and it's actually going to rain pretty soon, so hopefully I can show you guys what the plants are looking like. It's kind of nice when the sun isn't shining, and kind of making it hard to see on the camera with the bright sun. So let's just start up here. The passion flower vine is doing great. If anybody has any suggestions on... Oh wait, I see a bud. I was gonna say, if anybody has any suggestions on how to get this to bloom, I would love to hear them, but that looks like... I'm very excited. This looks like the first bud for this plant ever, so there's some good news. Mixed in with the passion flower, there's also the Cardinal Climber, which is this plant right here with this really great leaf pattern. It gets red flowers on it. You can see one kind of drooping here, and there's one off in the distance. But I mostly grow that plant for the foliage because I think those leaves are great. The cannas have bloomed, and there's still one with some color on it here. Moving down, I have trimmed back the Lantana a little bit just because it is getting way too long and leggy, and yeah, I just need to get that cut back a little bit. So I've probably cut maybe a third of the branches back. We'll let them grow a little bit, the ones that I've cut, and then I'll cut back some more. Alright, the Coleus teacup, which is this guy right here, it's looking pretty good. We've got some petunias around the base of the Coleus. Some things are looking a little floppy and a little leggy, just because we're getting along in the season, and also I think because of the really hot weather that we've been having, and me just trying to keep up with the watering. Maybe not always ideal growing conditions, meaning I'm not giving them enough water, or maybe I'm giving them too much. It's always a dance with the plants, whether or not I'm giving them what they need. Alright, the black-eyed Susans over here are still blooming and looking great. They did fall over, but you can't really tell. If I didn't tell you that they have fallen over, you probably wouldn't even notice, so not that big of a deal. I'm kind of covering up some of the flowers underneath there. And the Impatiens, Tradescantia, looking great down here. Caladiums also looking amazing. I did cut back the dahlias, and it does look like we've got some new buds coming, so hopefully shortly we'll have some new flowers. The planters here in the back are looking great. Alright, the Colocasia Mojito is gigantic. I didn't think it was going to get this big. And right next to it, we have an elephant ear. And it is quite massive. A lot of these plants back here are house plants. The fern is doing quite well. Got an asparagus fern back there. And I need to look up this pink house plant. I actually forget what that one's called. Just buzzing around here. Moved another elephant ear right above these other caladiums. The elephant ears actually take a while to emerge. I think they really appreciate the really hot weather. So mid-July and now into August is when they're really thriving, because that's the hottest time for us here in Philadelphia. So as you can see, I have lots and lots of elephant ears. The spiky plant here is a yucca. It does bloom and get white flowers on it, but I'm not sure if anything's going to happen this year. I did want to point out over here, I have something called a magic lily, and that's the common name. I'll have to look up the other name for you. But what happens is, it's kind of like a snake just coming out of the ground here. This right here is the magic lily, so this is gonna pop out of the ground and bloom a pink flower. So the reason why it's called a magic lily is because the foliage appears in the springtime and then it disappears and you just have bare ground, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this single stalk is going to appear like magic out of the ground, and then you're going to get this flower. So I'm excited for that plant. So moving along here, these guys right here are Coleus. I usually just shake some seeds around, and that's where these guys came from. I didn't plant them from a greenhouse or anything. I just threw the seeds around and they came up. So they're a little slower to emerge because they didn't get a head start in a greenhouse, but they are starting to bloom now, and you can see they have these really fun, interesting looking flowers. So they're still in the earlier stages, but you can kind of see what's going on here. Some of these can get really big. Alright, and the salvia down here are still doing amazing. In the center here, this is an upright elephant ear. I'm a little surprised, one, by how many leaves there are, and two, how short it is. The first time that I grew this, it grew more like the elephant ear behind it, where it got really tall with fewer leaves, and the leaves pointed up to the sky, which is why it's called an upright elephant ear. But this year it's just doing its own thing, where it has many short leaves low to the ground. That could be because maybe I put the bulb too deep into the ground, so we shall see. We still probably have a good month and a half, maybe 2 months for that to grow. And right down here, there's some more caladiums. I really like those, and definitely think I'll be adding more next year. This plant that's just kind of sitting in the middle here, this is a house plant. I do have a couple house plants tucked in the garden here. I believe it's part of a philodendron family. I'll have to look up the exact name though and put it up there on the screen for you. Something strange is going on with the lamb's ear down here. As you can see, the right half looks pretty good, and then the left half looks like it's kind of dying. So I don't know if that's from a lack of water or if maybe one of the main branches just kind of got broken off or something, but I think I might come back in there and actually trim that back all the way down to the ground, just so it will push out some new growth, and I know that cutting it back won't hurt that plant. And right next door here, there's another caladium and some impatiens and some more black-eyed Susans. I also just wanted to come down here and take a look at this plant. This is a pineapple that I grew from a pineapple that I bought at the store. So it's pretty easy to grow one of these. Maybe I'll do a video in the future, but until then you can just Google how to grow a pineapple plant from a pineapple. There's lots of videos on YouTube, but I'm just surprised at how well this one is doing. So from here up, this is all new growth. You can tell because it's lighter in color, and none of the tips have been cut off. I cut off a lot of the original tips that came from the store. Alright, so that's pretty exciting. Alright, I think that kind of covers the update here. It's just been kind of slow and steady, nothing too new, other than maybe let's see if I can put my finger in here, the canna's blooming, and then also just the elephant ears. It's their time to shine, and they are going crazy. And we will stop real quickly at this other potted plant section, but I will admit it's not looking so great. This area does get the hottest sun. These two pots up here in particular are looking a little bad. I think it's just been really hot and really dry, and although I do water them every day, they're not doing so great. So maybe I'm overwatering them. I don't know. It's the thing about, you know, being a gardener and growing plants. Every year is different. Every month is different, really. And sometimes you underwater, sometimes you overwater. It's not necessarily always an exact science. You're just kind of doing your best and hopefully enjoying the process. But I did want to show you one more thing. This morning glory right here is looking amazing. This has been blooming all summer long. I've just had some difficulty getting a really good shot of it, so that one was low enough that I was able to just show you how nice that morning glory looks. Alright, I think that just about wraps it up. Hope you're having a good day, a good summer, and enjoying your time in your garden. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up today's video. I just want to say thank you for following along on my garden journey. If you like watching these videos, please click like and subscribe so that I know you would like to see more videos in the future. Alright, have a great day.